This is for entertainment purposes only, fam. Because that's what we're told to say, y'all.
Yeah.
Unapproachable social network. Yeah. Unapproachable social network. Yeah. Network. Say yeah. The unapproachable social network. Unapproachable. Unapproachable. Unapproachable social network. Unapproachable. Unapproachable.
Level up my witches!
Hey y'all, I'm Bianca.
And I'm Symone, my loves, and this is
Magic vs. Magic Notebook Podcast. So let's jump in the mix, my witches. Okay, my witches. Guess lo que hay.
What's really good out there, my witches?
Aw, y'all. We're about to straight drive headfirst into another crazy episode, my loves.
Word up, B. Staying within the same ballpark subject matter as our last episode, Cat Magic, dealing with feline frequencies and right? Today, it's all about that infamous smile. Y'all know the one, baby.
The notorious Cheshire Cat, my witches.
Mainstream culture often categorizes the Cheshire Cat as a malicious trickster or a simple cartoon villain, rather than a cute little cutesy fuzzy-wuzzy grinning best buddy lounging up in a tree.
Oh God, Sim. The Cheshire Cat ain't that fucking cute, hun. For realsies, yo. Trust me, kid. Modern adaptations have most definitely shifted that perspective, you heard?
No doubt.
In Tim Burton's 2010 film, Alice in Wonderland, right? Like, the Cheshire Cat is a vital, pragmatic guide who binds Alice's wounds up and aids the resistance against the Red Queen. You know what I'm saying?
This highly relevant shift reveals the true nature of Wonderland, my pretties.
It serves as an allegory for a hostile, psychotic environment, fam. A flat-out rigged system, like where the oppressor controls every rule of engagement.
Well. Why does that scenario sound awfully familiar?
Could be, maybe, because we're all living it in real time, my loves. Trust us, yo. Sim and I are not fans of that y'all.
I couldn't agree more, yo.
Word!
The Queen of Hearts maintains this system of oppression through coercive control, my pretties. She uses the constant arbitrary threat of absolute execution to ensure her subjects remain in a state of perpetual subservience. You feel me?
Exactly. Don't nobody want to catch a fade and so they gonna fall in line, nah mean? The result is a realm governed by emotional contagion, kid.
Groupthink and collective panic spread through the population, ensuring that no individual can maintain a stable perspective.
If y'all recall, Sim and I discussed emotional whiplash more in depth back in episode 5, part 2, for those who need to catch up. Word! Maintaining what's called cognitive sovereignty within this matrix we live in, right? Like, requires more than just simple defiance, my G. That's why I have to laugh at the folks that get all up in arms over social media and whatnot, rioting and destroying y'all's own neighborhoods and shit. Man, listen.
That's fucking stupid, yo. Folks be getting played out here, son. Straight up.
Folks be getting doodle-doddled around on this worldly stage like puppets, my pretties.
You just gotta have a radical counterintelligence protocol, fam. Like, an executable strategy that refuses to play by the predator's rules, you heard?
Cast your own spells. For realsies, yo. Surviving a rigged system such as our own requires what's called the haunted supercomputer mind. This, my friend, is a psychological architecture that prioritizes observation over reaction, my loves.
The Cheshire Cat processes the chaos of Wonderland by running background diagnostics throughout every scenario, my witches.
And me and Sim are going to help learn y'all on how to run your own diagnostics on your own realities using what we like to call Cheshire Magick, babes.
For those who don't know, well, most actually don't know because it's not common knowledge, you know what I'm saying? But anyhoobooboo, the author of Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll, or Charles Dodgson, was actually an Oxford Master of Mathematics.
Lewis Carroll or Charles Dodgson? What's that about, buddy?
Ya boy over here had a pen name and whatnot. Charles Dodgson was his government, nah mean? When he created the Cheshire Cat, right? Like, he engineered the cat as a rigorous existential riddle that's like grounded in calculations rather than what the rest of us would consider childhood fantasy.
This places the cat within the trickster archetype, you heard? So, okay, now, this is a kind of entity that utilizes supreme cognitive agility to expose the fragile, illogical rules of what would be considered a tyrannical system.
And when we decode his behavior through esoteric and psychological frameworks, Bianca and I found a precise blueprint for maintaining your cognitive sovereignty in deeply hostile environments, my pretties.
Yeah. And I'd say these chaotic streets of America we're all living in are just the kind of hostile environments this blueprint is designed for, my witches. So get ready to
Level up, my witches! Class is now in session! The Queen of Hearts maintains her realm through a loop of what's called reactive obedience and violent emotional contagion, forcing subjects into a state of systemic psychosis.
Word up, Sim. Now pay attention, y'all. In an environment defined by forced compliance, direct rebellion fails every time, son. That's why neighborhoods within society fail each time they run out and riot over what all of us here at the Unapproachables Network call strategically inserted social media hype. This type of behavior provides the reactive oxygen and emotional conflict that the Matrix needs to sustain its authority over its subjects.
Which is all of yous out there, kids.
Word!
The Cheshire Cat's cryptic riddles serve as specialized diagnostic tools designed to jam the Matrix's gaslighting algorithm. You see, like, by withholding direct answers from Alice, right? The cat forces Alice to stop looking for external permission and instead directly observe the structural glitches in her local reality.
As detailed in our Trickster and the Overman source notes, this trickster archetype survives a hostile system by using supreme wit to outsmart larger oppressors. The cat embodies this by utilizing his cognitive agility to expose the Queen's laws as a fragile illusion.
Like, are y'all picking up the gems we're dropping on the floor here, y'all? Or what? You know what I'm saying?
For realsiesyo! This communication style acts as an elite counterintelligence tactic, proving the laws of the Matrix are a broken code, my G's. Word.
By forcing subjects to reach their own conclusions, the Cheshire Cat demonstrates a processing style defined by high-frequency pattern recognition and predictive modeling.
This resembles that psychological architecture that prioritizes observation over reaction, referred to as the haunted supercomputer mind we mentioned earlier, my witches.
Rather than merely reacting, the brain runs constant background diagnostics, processing massive context to map out an ecosystem of possibilities, my pretties.
Projecting these simulations forward, the Chessboard Mind Protocol, which our sister notebook podcast, Understanding Yourself, Therapy for All, has spoken on in more detail, allows the entity to stay infinite moves ahead of systemic predators, my witches. Y'all paying attention?
The Cheshire Cat is completely disidentified from the human ego traps of proving, protecting, perfecting, and pleasing. Or what Bianca and I like to call the 4 Ps. You feeling me, son?
Word!
He operates from absolute space consciousness, observing the madness of Wonderland, aka our own Matrix, without ever being trapped inside the object consciousness of that summum of...
Now, essential to this is what's called the emotional thermostat mechanic, y'all. The Cheshire Cat observes the Duchess's violent kitchen and the Queen's rage without ever absorbing the surrounding emotional contagion, you schmell me?
This mastery of predictive modeling and total emotional regulation defines the street-smart INFJ blueprint, my peoples.
Oh, snap.
This my witches, is a mandatory framework for navigating reality shifts without ending up being consumed within them.
In gritty, survival-focused interpretations of the story, the Cheshire Cat evolves into a pragmatist, guiding subjects through the literal wreckage of their own trauma. He functions as what's called a logic engine, commanding the subject to create a strategic gap between biological impulse and action, my loves.
Indeed, Bianca. And this strategic gap is to maintain a cognitive anchor, y'all.
That's right, Sim. These blunt, tactical commands align with what's called alchemical calcination, y'all. This is the brutal process of burning away inherited toxic conditioning and false identities, yo.
Again, my witches, the Cheshire Cat was built as an existential riddle designed to prove the limitations of the Matrix and kid. Riddles and paradoxes are tools for exposing the weakness of tyranny, my love.
Word! You wouldn't fight power with power, my peoples. You would simply demonstrate that the oppressor's authority almost literally disappears the moment its quote-unquote logic is questioned, homie.
It's like, poof! Which way did it go? Duh, where'd that pesky logic run off to?
Seriously, though. The Queen of Hearts attempts to run coercive control over her subjects, using the threat of execution as her cover story to maintain dominance, right? But the Cheshire Cat straight up hacks her predatory matrix, my G's.
So, when we cross-pollinate the Cheshire Cat's directives with our own Alchemist's War archive, the structural overlaps are mad wild, fam. The cat's uncompromising demand for Alice to annihilate the threats trying to destroy her is the literal operational execution of what Bianca mentioned a minute ago.
Which is alchemical calcination and separation, my witches.
Exactly, Bianca. During separation, right? You must...
Oopsies!
Oops. What I meant was... the subject must surgically isolate their authentic consciousness from the systemic trauma attempting to overwhelm their perception.
And this is where folks get to find out what kind of man or woman y'all really are. You know what I'm saying, son? Word! Sim and I are living proof, kid. Facing a predator like the Red Queen requires the subject to consume their own shadow, confronting the unvarnished truth of the threat to ensure survival.
This internal destruction serves as a prerequisite for survival, my witches. The purpose is to, prevent the subject from being absorbed into the realm's systemic psychosis. I mean, this is real life, nah mean? This ain't Eminem, y'all.
Oh, snap.
Ain't nobody trying to lose theyselves, chief.
For realsies, yo. Word to Big Bird. But I'm saying, though, the Cheshire Cat proves the Matrix is a fragile illusion when he detaches his head from his body to evade the king's executioner. By detaching his head, the Cheshire Cat becomes a phantom variable, y'all. The executioner can't mathematically process what's occurred, thus rendering the royal decree physically impossible to execute, my witches. The cat is the supreme counterintelligence operative, rendering the predator's leverage mathematically obsolete. You smell me?
It's simple magic and mathematics, kid. This physical paradox of consuming your own shadow is the biological manifestation of what's referred to as the INFJ door slam. This is a strategic and total extraction from an environment the very second it becomes mathematically unsustainable, fam.
This, my witches, is what we call calculated indifference.
Yes, y'all! The ultimate counterintelligence tactic is calculated indifference, my loves.
Imagine you're posted up at the neighborhood bodega, right? And someone starts wilding out trying to provoke a reaction out of you. And instead of matching their chaotic energy, you deadass just take a sip of your brew and look right through them. That absolute, beyond the shadow of a doubt, chilling refusal to engage is the exact frequency gem dart we're throwing at your targets, Dunny.
For realsies, yo! Calculated indifference is a psychological tool designed to starve an arrogant predator of the reaction it's craving, my dude. They need to feel powerful, yo.
I betcha every one of our listeners just now had a snapshot flash photo click in their minds of the face of that very same psychological predator, my witches. That slimy, greasy summer bitch.
Oh my god, that's hilarious, Bianca. No, that's right, girl. But I'm saying, babes, systemic traps, archons, and pendulums all survive on the energy of human emotional turbulence. Nah, mean my witches?
Yup. They require your fear and panic to maintain their structure, you heard? Sim and I already dropped the math on that subject, I believe, in like episode 5 or some kid.
I believe it was 5, my love.
Well, anyhoobooboo. Now, when we take a gander at the Cheshire Cat's infamous vanishing act, right? Like leaving only a grin visible, is a strategic disappearing act, my witches. By withdrawing his energy, he denies the system the reactive oxygen it needs to thrive. Word. The Cheshire Cat survives not by following the Queen's hierarchy, but by making himself entirely ego-proof, my witches.
This mastery over a hostile landscape identifies the cat as a Nietzschean Ubermensch, or like a Superman, in other words, you dig?
Hold up, kid. Nietzsche and Huber, what's it now, dogs? Are we sure we got that right?
I think. Nah, yo, I'm just playing. Hell yeah, that's right, baby.
True.
The final revelation is that Wonderland is not a trap, but a pocket dimension existing within the Cheshire Cat's own consciousness, fam. This mirrors H.P. Lovecraft's cosmic indifferentism, where, like, the entire universe, right? Like, is merely a dream from which the dreamer could eventually wake up and kid. All right, my witches. Okay, y'all. So let's recap
the stack. Okay, fams, all my witches, pay attention. Survival requires the full synthesis of these frameworks, you schmell me? There's trickster diagnostics, alchemical shadow work, and the weaponization of indifference.
No doubt. To defeat your own hostile system, whatever or wherever that may be, right? Like, the way isn't to fight them on their own terms, my dude, but to instead render their entire game mathematically obsolete. This is done by simply refusing to care, y'all.
Audit the environment from a place of emotional detachment and expose any underlying illusions, my G.
You achieve cognitive sovereignty only when you realize
that the laws of the Matrix cannot bind you
if you are the one writing the source code. Okay, my witches. This concludes another life-altering episode of Magick vs. Magic Notebook Podcast, y'all.
Word to Big Bird. And to all my witches, wizards, and warlocks, keep practicing your crafts, keep your minds open to learning and experiencing new knowledge, and remember, once you unknow it all, you can't unknow it, y'all. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
Unapproachable.